Hello, everybody. I would like to just make a chill kind of conversational video about astrology and some basic information. I have my cat right here. And why I engage in the practice, and how you can engage in the practice in a way that serves you. That's my cat. Not cute cat. So, to begin with, I have been practicing the study of astrology. Astrology means study, but I've been practicing the study for quite some time, but seriously for, say, 10 years. And I have found that in spite of the fact that it is widely considered illogical and unscientific, which by definition it is unscientific, but life is not purely about logic. And even though astrology it requires logic and figures and real things, the positions of the planets in relation to one another, in a larger respect, in my opinion, the practice is much more about introspection and self-awareness and understanding of the self and how your self relates to other people in your life and the world. One of the basic phrases in the practice of astrology is as above, so below. And this speaks, in a sense, to fractals and how when something can be observed, it can also be observed in both larger and smaller form, infinitely, right? So, for instance, we might experience a kind of energy on a very personal level and also be able to observe the same energy playing itself out on a grander scale in our culture, in the world at large, so on and so forth. And the reason I personally practice astrology is because it is practical and it works for me. There have been times in my life when I felt like it wasn't the primary relevant consideration, and in those times I take other things as the priority for consideration. There's obviously ways in which people can be a little bit too married to any particular tool for their practice. And astrology is no exception to that. That said, I have found in my life quite a bit of meaning for myself personally, and it has been a very practical tool for me to have expanded and simultaneously more wise perspective on engaging in the world. And it has been a helpful tool in my life. So how it works, there's a lot of perspectives on that. And in my viewpoint, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how it works, if it works for me. So that is why I study astrology. And in the next installment, I'm going to break these into pieces, segments. In the next installment, I will go over the basic fundamentals of Western astrology, I should say, which I don't think that any one system is more relevant than another. This is just the system that I am familiar with and that I practice. So, tune in next time.